true happiness happens when I'm actually here and now.
It's a sense of letting go and accepting things as the beauty that they are. This album started 2021, I think, summer. There's a wedding that Sydney and I both were at. And there were a bunch of people from our high school there, and they were like, just partying, goofing off and stuff. And Sydney and I were like standing in the corner talking about our career and our life and a lot of like fears and a lot of frustrations and a lot of worry about like how on earth we were going to do what we felt like we were supposed to do as musicians and as artists.
And naturally, as Noah and I tend to do a lot, we end up in some super deep conversation about life and what the future holds. And this was at a very interesting time for us because it was in the middle of the pandemic. It was when we had no idea what the future held.
And I remember a few days after that, I was walking with my wife, Caroline, and we were talking about that and talking about writing and music and stuff. She's like, maybe you should just start writing about that, write about those feelings, write about the worry, write about the anxiety. And that night, I got back from our walk, I grabbed a guitar in my studio, and I wrote my verses to Brother Sister. So it's cool. I feel like this was the album where we got to dive deepest into like who we are as people. I don't think we've ever written an album that was almost like solely just like for us from a writing standpoint. I think before, and a lot of it was like maybe what we were encouraged to do, or maybe like a lack of the understanding or ability to like dive deeper into ourselves or talking about our own experiences and feelings through our writing. But a lot of our previous albums and music were very global and like what they were about. This feeling, this idea, we are this way. Eventually, like I've gotten to the point where like I don't really enjoy storytelling like that. And I think for us, we've found that we can have a lot more impact with our writing, with our storytelling, if we're just presenting our story and creating a space where other people feel that they also can be honest with theirs.
Well, Sour is kind of like my baby. Sour is like my song. And all these songs are obviously super personal, but Sour was not supposed to be written. And I think that's kind of when the best things happen, when you're not expecting it, and maybe when you just like need to write a song. Because I felt that multiple times in my life, especially when something is usually going wrong. I mean, it happens when things are like great and you're like, I need to write a song about it. But when something is hard, you kind of have this tug at your heart sometimes to write it down and document how you feel. But yeah, my husband was living, so many states away. He was in Florida, I was in California. We were doing long distance for 6 months, and we saw each other sometimes, but I was on tour and we were kind of like ships in the night. Like we had completely opposite schedules. Would see each other for 12 hours and then he'd have to leave, or I'd come see him and then I'd have to go. So it was literally in the middle of all that and just being so done with the distance that we wrote the song. And that's when I was like, screw it, I'm moving to Florida. We're packing everything right now. And that is what I did. Turns out he ended up being able to be a pilot here in California, so it all worked out. But yeah, we like got rid of our place and we were like, in between places because I was trying to move out there, and it was just a weird transition time. So Sour, all that to say, is very, very personal, because I think you also hear the anxiety that I was feeling, which was very tangible at the time. So I think you can kind of hear a lot of that in the song, and sort of as we were writing it, that's what I had the epiphany of. The bridge definitely captures all of that. And that's why it's like, I'll see you tonight, because I was literally like, I'm canceling something and I'm flying out there tomorrow.
Memories, I keep on thinking she'll be home, 'cause I know it's where you wanna be.
But Noah was a really good partner in that, because we were just doing it on the phone and I was just venting, as I do. I'm always like, oh my gosh, this is so frustrating, or oh my gosh, what should I do? What's your advice? And he's such a good sport. So he was a great co-writer on that, because he was just a good listener, as he is.
piece by piece. I'm missing the point, 'cause I'm bottling up all these memories. I keep on thinking that you'll be home, 'cause I know that's where you wanna be. Like lemons and water, it's a hit of the sour.